A house called Marrowbone is shown at the start of the film. It had been empty for a long time, but now Rose Marrowbone has come here with her children. Her children were terrified as if something bad had happened to them in the past. The younger boy Sam asks his mom, will he come here? In response, his mom says no, he can't come here, we will all be happy and safe here. They all now go out to visit the village where they meet a girl named Ellie. Meanwhile, Ellie had become their friend. She takes them around the village and takes them to the beach. Their days were going well, but then unfortunately, Rose's health started getting worse. One day she called and told him to always take care of his other siblings and never stay away from them, after which she dies while pointing to a letter. Her death shook Jack, her eldest son. He now calls his siblings and reads the letter written by his mom, in which she wrote, "You four should always stay together and until Jack turns 21. The news of my death should not go out because in the USA, no one can live without a guardian. And a guardian's age is never less than 21. At this time, Jack's age was less than 21. They promise to stay together in front of their mom and they do their mom's funeral alone without telling anyone. And then their life starts like this again. Everything going normally. But one day, when Jack's sister was sitting in the room, suddenly, someone attacks her with a gun. Thankfully, the bullet hit the glass and stopped, otherwise, she would have died. Out of fear, she calls her siblings. Jack turns around and the scene cuts and we are shown the scene 6 months later. Their life has started going normal again, but the man who shot Jack's sister that day, nothing is told about him. Jack's youngest brother, Sam, was scared in his own house. He used to see horrible things in the mirror, so to reduce his fear, they covered all the mirrors. It is known that to hide the news of their mom's death, all of them stay in their house secretly. Jack only goes out when needed. Now no one should doubt that their mom is dead, that's why he often brought their medicines from the pharmacy. After it, we see he has gone to a library where Ellie works, started liking each other a lot. Ellie gives Jack a book here because she knows that his younger brother, Sam, studies at home. Anyway, Jack gets busy reading the book and we see that a lawyer comes to Ellie. This lawyer likes Ellie a lot, but Ellie doesn't like him. This lawyer was also seen by Jack here. He says to Jack, "UUIS had given an application to own the Bone Marrow house. Its process is just about to be completed, and for this work, I need $200 fees and some signatures of your mom. That's why I will come to your house tomorrow." After hearing about mom, he got scared. The truth isn't revealed, so he tells the lawyer, "No, mom is sick." He says, "Do one thing. Give me the documents, and I will get them signed myself." But the lawyer was adamant that he will come to their house tomorrow. After coming home, he tells his siblings that the lawyer is coming to their house tomorrow. And if he comes here, then he will get to know the truth of Rose's death. Additionally, he doesn't even have the $200 he needs to pay the fee to name the house. They were worried, but at that time, Jack's other brother gets an idea that he has to withdraw money from his secret box. Hearing this, their sister gets scared and says, "No, we will not open that box. Maybe that box is cursed," but right now they needed it a lot. That's why they go out of their house and steal the box from a nearby cave. After getting it open, surprisingly, according to their expectation, there was money in it, from which they take $200 and all their problems started getting solved. They paint their house so that the lawyer feels everything is normal when he comes here. After a lot of days, they hang their clothes and set a table outside the house for the lawyer, so that neither he come inside the house nor he ask about their mom. He had already made the juice itself. After talking to the lawyer about some formalities, the lawyer gives the documents to Jack on which his mom's signature was required. He says, "Let's meet your mom now. We will ask her about her condition and we will also take this signature," but Jack says, "No, you can't go to her. She is very sick." He came inside by taking the documents where his sister was practicing to do fake signatures for a long time. Meanwhile, Jack's sister signatures those documents that it starts raining outside. The lawyer comes inside and thinks, "I have already come inside, so let me meet Jack's mom." When he was heading towards Jack's mom's room, he noticed that they had covered all the mirrors in the house. Hearing the sound of footsteps, Jack realizes that the lawyer is coming inside. He acts with his siblings as if he is talking to his mom and comes out of the room quickly. As the lawyer wanted to go inside, Jack says, "No, you can't go inside. Mom is very hyper, now please stay quiet." The lawyer didn't care much. He got the signature and money, so he leaves. With their plan being successful, all the siblings get together, have a party, and play a game. While playing the game, their dice fell away from there. When Sam goes to pick it up, he finds another dice next to it. When he picks up the second dice, suddenly, the cloth on the mirror in front of him fell, in which he saw the shadow of a ghost. He started screaming loudly. Jack and everyone came there. At this time, Jack tells all his siblings to hide in the tent. This tent was made by Sam to play. He notices that the ceiling above this glass was breaking where he climbs and looks inside the ceiling. There was really a ghost. As he saw it, he had a headache. He fell down and fainted. When he regained consciousness, he found himself inside the tent. His sister says, "We did wrong by taking that money. I was telling you we shouldn't take that money. I know this ghost has come to take his money back." That's why the next day, Jack's brother goes to his roof and throws all that money from the chimney to the ceiling. The scene cuts and we see Ellie, who was getting ready to go to the library. She finds a lawyer on the way who gives her a lift to go to the library. On the way, he was talking to Ellie about Jack's family, that very strange family. They don't meet anyone, don't talk to anyone. His siblings don't even leave the house, and they have covered all the mirrors of the house. I have heard that her dad was a serial killer. After hearing all this, Ellie says we shouldn't care about it. This is their life and it's their personal matter. Anyway, the next day we see that both Jack and Ellie met by the sea. Here Ellie asks Jack, "I have heard your dad was a criminal, a serial killer." As he heard this, Jack got up. He tells Ellie, "Don't talk about that man, he tortured us so much you don't know." Ellie thought he had disturbed Jack. That's why she relaxes Jack, and the lawyer standing far gets very jealous after seeing all this. Then Jack comes home, and reaching home, he locked himself in the room. His younger brother, who wanted to go to his mom's room for a long time. As the opportunity came, he stole the keys to mom's room and went to her room. He sees his family photo here and remembers his mom while touching her things. After that, he wanted to look out the window, for which, as he climbs on a stone, he falls. As he fell, the cloth from the mirror in front of him fell down. He was afraid to look in the mirror, that's why he rolled the cloth of the mirror on himself. And when he saw in the mirror with one eye, he saw himself huge. He screamed loudly, and the scene cuts from here. We see that the siblings sitting together. Jack's sister tells him that Sam went to mom's room. As he went there, the cloth on the mirror fell, and I think that ghost is doing all this. We have to get that ghost to the end. From their talks, we came to know that the ghost they were talking about for so long was none other than his dad. To kill his children, the serial killer had reached here from England, who had also shot his daughter. But that day, luckily Jack's sister survived. Then to save their lives, they caught their dad and locked him on the ceiling. They thought that he is dead. Jack's sister says that we should do his funeral, then his ghost will not bother us. Here the scene cuts and we come to know that that lawyer had received an offer from a law firm in New York, in which he would have made a shareholder of that law firm in exchange of $5,000. All this was very good news, but the problem is that he did not have $5,000. Where did he get so much money from? That's when his eyes are on the newspaper, in which the news was written that Jack's dad, a serial killer, ran away with $10,000 from jail. Now when he was a lawyer, he remembered while matching the clues, how Jack had given him $200 in cash. Jack's dad must have come to him and $200 was given to him. He thinks, why not if he goes and blackmails Jack? Then he can get $5,000 out of $10,000 stolen by this man. Thinking this, he goes to Jack's house and says while telling Jack the whole thing, "I know your dad is a serial killer. He ran away with $10,000 stolen from jail, and I also know that you have that money. You gave me $200 out of that. I also know that you have forged your mom's signature. If you want to settle all these matters, then give me $5,000 easily. I will not say anything to you, otherwise, I will tell everyone your truth." But they had thrown the money box on the ceiling. They had to go to the ceiling to take it, but how did they go there? There was the ghost of his dad. They could have gotten into big trouble if he hadn't given the money to the lawyer. Anyway, for now, they go to sleep because it was night, but Jack's brother does not sleep. He climbs on the roof of his house without telling anyone. He wanted to get the money out of the chimney while going inside the ceiling. He was doing this being scared. He turns on a lighter and starts looking for that money box. Before getting the money box, he sees a lot of dead animals here. It seemed that someone had hunted these animals and eaten them. Seeing all these things, he found the money box. As he picked up this box, he found out that someone was far away. Whatever it was, it shone in front of him, and now it was going to show its face. But fearing, this boy started climbing on the rope to get out of here. Now that entity has caught the rope to stop this boy, he gives him all the money to save his life. But still, when that entity does not leave the rope, so helplessly, that boy has to cut the rope and save his life. The scene cuts and we are shown that Jack was unconscious. When he came to his senses, he saw that he had a lot of pain in his body. Along with that, his younger sister is bandaging her brother. They were very scared. They say to Jack that our dad is not dead, he is still alive in the ceiling. He drinks the rainwater and he is alive there by hunting the animals, eating them. Upon hearing his dad's name, Jack gets fits. Jack's younger sister was worried about what to do now. Both of her brothers were in a bad condition. She had no choice but to tell all the truth to Ellie and asks for help from Ellie. She used a light to call on the beach to meet Ellie the next day. When Ellie came there, she did not find anyone there except diary. It was written on this diary that this is our story. From this book, she learns that Jack and his entire family used to live in England where his dad tortured him a lot. He was a psycho and became a serial killer. He also wanted to kill his children. To save their lives, his mom Rose brought them to this old mansion. The story goes into a flashback and we are shown the scene of the day their dad came and attacked Jack's sister. Seeing this, Jack's sister got scared and called Jack here. Jack got scared when he saw his dad, but he was responsible for his siblings. He asks the three of them to hide in the ceiling and goes alone to fight with his dad. Actually, Jack's mom brought her husband's stolen money here so that her children's future would be secured. Jack tells his dad to take this money and go away from our lives. We will not say anything to you, but that man was a serial killer. How could he take money and leave his life? He attacks Jack here. Before he kills Jack, Jack stabs the knife in his dad's throat, but unfortunately, his dad did not die from this attack. After a while, he stood up and started following Jack. Jack, who thought his dad was dead, wanted to go home. His dad came behind him and pushed him off a hill. As he fell, he was injured and fainted while his dad went back to his house. This time, instead of the door, he goes into his house through the chimney. As he goes there, first of all, he got his 3 children. He was about to attack them to kill them. On the other hand, we see that Jack also came to his senses. To save his siblings, he gets up and runs to his house. The scene now cuts and shifts back to the present. In the present, we see that the lawyer came to Jack's house to take money from Jack. But he did not find anyone at home. The lawyer did not care about this. Where would they have gone? He just wanted money, for which he checks Rose's room first, and here he finds out that Rose is dead. And they make a drama of Rose being alive. Looking for money, he came up to Atari. Atari's room is sealed with bricks. He understood that they must have kept money here. He breaks this Atari with a hammer and we see the corpses of 3 people inside. These 3 people were none other than Jack's siblings. And here the biggest twist in the story was revealed, that when his dad came to this Atari, he killed his 3 children. Seeing this, the lawyer was shocked. The story goes back to the flashback and we see that Jack also knew that his dad killed his 3 siblings. He also knew that his dad was still upstairs and was waiting for him. That's why he sealed Atari's room. He did not take out his siblings and did their funeral because he wanted to live with his siblings. He wanted to live with their memories. He had a multi-personality disorder from this shock. Because of this, sometimes would become his sister, other times his other brother, or even Sam. He covered all the mirrors of the house so that his illusion does not break. If he had seen in the mirror, he would have known that he was actually Jack. In simple words, he had put this thing in his mind that his siblings were still alive. There was also a chimney, another way out of Jack's dad. Jack had also closed it. Now the scene cuts and we see Ellie reading this book. In this, Jack wrote his story and told Ellie. After reading this story, she goes to Jack's house where she sees that Jack was now talking like his sister. She heard something else from Jack's house. When she checked, she found out that the lawyer was at his house. To check on him, she got up to Atari and she was also shocked to see the scene there. 3 corpses lying there, who were Jack's siblings, and the 4th lawyer was also fighting for his life. As she goes inside, Atari's door closes and she sees Jack's dad alive here, who is a serial killer. He attacks her to her. Ellie shouts and calls Jack. She was asking for help, but Jack was afraid of coming to Atari. Jack is afraid of coming to Atari but not his brother. He has an illusion and thinks of himself as his younger brother, Bill. Ellie understood that Jack is imagining himself as his other brother, so she says, "Bill, help me." And Bill attacks his dad to help her and kills him, which saves Ellie's life. The scene cuts here, and years later, we are shown that Ellie married Jack. She used to live with him and was also getting him treated. The doctor prescribes some medicine for Jack and advises Ellie to leave that madman, but Ellie doesn't do it. After a while, we learn that Ellie does not give Jack any of the medicines the doctor prescribed, because she does not want to dispel Jack's illusions in which his siblings are present. As Jack is happy, she wants to stay with him because she loves him a lot. The movie ends by showing them together.